I won't plunder now!
Maimed and mutilated.
Why fire one when you can fire them all? By all that is holy, must we persist through these sands where spiders dwell? I hate them with fury and fear. Some say that all creatures are creations of the gods. If this be true, then surely spiders are the exception. Such things could only have crept into existence from within the very bowels of hell's most rancid devil spawn. Avoid them if you can, please. They stir something deep within me, a primal dread that claws at the soul. I thank you for your understanding. Many would mock such a seemingly senseless neurosis. But that is the point entirely. It is irrational. Irrational because it is the nightmare of the dark, the child's fear of the long-taloned ghoul under the bed. It is something I can neither fathom nor control. And though it shames me, it does remind me I am but human still. Once in a while, I admit I welcome such a reminder.
My power is unbeatable.
7 grant us gliding power.
Now stand. Stand back, pigskin. You are not welcome on our hallowed grounds. Now stand. Enough. Go and rest. Drink spirit wine. You may pass if you want, but speak to the Great Spirit Totem. He'll decide your final fate. Until you do, you are forbidden to leave our tribe's seat. To me, my goblins, gather round your totem. Fall to earth in reverence. What have we here? One of two. The two of one. The torn of time. Oh, I know all about you. Clueless outcast, more than you know yourself. Among these faithful minions of mine, you may stay unharmed. You may leave unmolested, but only if you indulge me. The spirits summon you. Die under, don't you know? Reflect on that which was, is, and shall be. And I wonder how you would respond to a few hypotheticals. If hypotheticals indeed they are, then let us begin. Say you meet two soldiers on a strip of beach. They impede your way, the discourteous drunks. Do you accept their orders to accompany them? Or do you stay true to your course and damn their lives? And fall to earth in reverence of this totem. Now stand.
I would accept their orders.
So would I.
Now say you meet a starving man. He is eyeing raw fish on a merchant stall as if it were the world's greatest treasure. Do you slap his hand bent on thievery, or do you close your eyes to his lawless intent?
I would slap his...
So would I.
And finally, say that you meet a creature in distress. A beast of burden, perhaps, wounded while protecting his mistress or master when they were assaulted by lonely bandits. Do you go to great lengths to save it, even though it doesn't concern you in the least? Or do you leave it to die and become carrion bird supper?
I would go to great lengths to save it.
So would I.
You have answered me truthfully. You who have been ripped from the ages. Your words do not belie your actions. Hear the spirits speak, my goblins. It is not to be speared, this creature. It may freely dwell among your kind.
This totem leaves a nasty taste in the mouth and a vicious slitting at the back of the mind. I smell demons.
Bonfire.
Die for me, my goblins.
I've told you parts of the saga that is my life, Hunter. But I have yet to divulge the true reasons for my haste. Perhaps, at long last, I had better do so. By all means, if you're in the mood for such a dark tale.
My goblins, gather round your totem. The spirits.
I did. Yes, I hissed, fool that I was. I should have died that day. But instead, I fell into a stupor and awoke in a different realm of Rivellon, bereft of all my wealth, and with my soul betrothed to a demon's debauchery that would be 10 centuries in the making. But it had also kept its promise, that life-seeding obscenity of a creature, for I was my young, my healthy self again. And yet, my bodily convalescence merely betrayed my utter mental degradation. A necromancer and a demonologist I had become. A lowly conjurer of atrocities whose every heartbeat screamed Hiraka and pumped the bitterest of biles through my being. Like a savage, I lived in the wilds, a companion of beasts, not man. It was there that I learned to love them so, the animals of this world. These gentle beings that don't know the meaning of betrayal or greed, that kill but to feed, not because it brings them wealth or pleasure. In time, resolve settled within my soul, despite being so irrevocably besieged by dissolution. I decided that I wouldn't accept the shackling of my being so easily. 1,000 years the demon had given me, and 1,000 years I dedicate to pitting my knowledge of demonology against its eponymous creatures. Yes, it is my resolve to kill the thing I summoned, and I have been stalking it for well over 9 centuries. I, Hunter, I am nearly 1,000 years old. 25 of them a king. The rest, a restless predator. Balberith is the demon's name. If I don't find and slay him before the year is out, my soul will be his to torture eternally. Now you know what drives me. Now you know the reasons for my haste. Either I fail and suffer for all time, or I win and life everlasting will be mine. That is a good question. As for Hiraka, I don't know what happened to her. I have seen my erstwhile palace from afar, a ruin now, a house of wind and dust. Beyond a doubt, she moved on and lies, as we speak, in the arms of another king, assuring him he's only a bit under the weather, that his humors will be in balance again within a matter of days. Poor man. Like all men, he's a fool. Oh, but how I long to be wise. There has to be a first, hasn't there?
If I can look her in the eye and denounce her, that shall be a start. So I shall.
Your Tota, the
My
spirit.
instincts tell me he hides from sight in Phantom Forest. I could have guided you there, of course, but your own quest seems to push us inevitably in that haunted realm's direction. Maybe we'll both find answers. Answers and conclusions in that ghoulish grove where phantoms dwell. More prey awaits.
What a life it is that Jehan has led. Like listening to a great tragedy. A tragedy that is about to come to an end.
To an end, yes. A tragedy no longer. There's time yet to slay that demon and save Jehan.
Indeed! Balberith be damned. Jehan has source hunters by his side now. No escape but death.
Your grave opens to welcome you!
Blessed may you be by all seven gods, dear champion. But for your timely intervention, I would have ended up in either an orcish cauldron or the goblin slave pen, whence these thugs were ordered to march me. I'm from Hunter's Edge, a hamlet to the east of here. Heed my advice, and stay well away from that pitiable place, for no human may walk there freely anymore. The orcs came in the night, and we stood as much chance as chickens would, locked in a hen house with a pack of starving wolves. Not to mention that our champion Medora had already abandoned us. Those who escaped their initial frenzy, eluded their horrid hunger, were all enslaved. I myself was en route to be sold as a slave to the goblins, but those idiot orcs denied to pay a troll their eternal troll toll. Needless to say, a fight ensued. A fight that brute of a troll won with flying colours. We merry three were the only ones to escape the carnage and taking a bit of a breather. That is to say, the fight had made my orc guardians hungry once more. Had Pudgy Pete survived, it'd have been skinned and chopped by now. Regular devils, these orcs. Go ahead. The goblins have been the masters of Silverglen's mines for a while now. Took it by force. Ask me not why. it has been the nucleus of such strife? For I haven't the foggiest. Thanks again for freeing me, dear champion. I'll make a dash for it to Sai Seal, and hope the undead there have grown sluggish enough for me to slip by.
Seems like these trolls have been busy of late.
They must be powerful indeed to overcome so many. Orcs and humans both.
Damn you, Tim Pratt. I'll put you in a stew if you don't get your act together.
Look! One of the alien aspect approaches. Go on, my boy. State the ancient demand.
Troll.
Well nigh correct, my son, but not quite.
Troll.
You come very close in your approximation of the venerable bid, my boy. But a tiny flaw distorts it still.
Troll.
Capital, my son. Most excellent. I'm very proud of you indeed. Now then, dearest wanderer of Lucula's leaf-strewn lanes, you have heard our inviolable command. Pay us, trolls, the toll that is our prerogative, and the bridge shall be yours to cross. I am Bridgekeeper Archibald, and this wee cherub is my dear son, Amadeus. I'm in charge of his education, and will see to it that one day he shall become the greatest bridgekeeper ever to have voiced the hallowed tenet. Troll toll, yes, so he shall. So he shall indeed. Now then, my boy, please acquaint our aspirant bridge crosser with the quantity of the toll they must pay.
The toll is 1,000,000 gold coins.
Indeed it is not, Amadeus, as you very well know. Greed is a vice, my son. It is a vulture most vile that preys on virtue. Cast it from your soul, and restate the pecuniary levy we desire with all your heart's honesty. 1,350 coins, please, traveler. 1,350 coins.
I suppose 1,350 gold isn't that much to pay.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Thank you very much indeed. You have been most courteous and forthcoming. Now then, what do we say, my boy, to the kind traveler who has sufficiently disbursed us?
We say thank you. So, thank you, traveler. But, Daddy, this is such a bore. I want to club some more.
Amadeus! Such a bore I want to club some more? Have you been talking to that ne'er-do-well of a Belagard again? Please do forgive him, wanderer. I shall have a sound word with this wee rapscallion indeed. In the meantime, do feel free to cross the bridge. A troll's thank you have wholeheartedly.
Gods be damned.
You cows smell something. Howdy. Lovely day for a romp through the forest, ain't it? Ha! Like hell. Goblins round here swarm as thick as flies round my cattle's asses. Put an axe in my bodyguard's face, one of them did. Right where his big drunken nose used to be. So, you wish to partake in a polite little parley about our respective prospects, purposes, and expectations in life, do you? I'm Roy. I'm in the animal trade. And instead of knocking back cheap rye in Silver Glen, I'm stuck in a friggin' forest surrounded by totem-worshipping savages that want to use my privates for target practice. Aye, my latest set of merchandise. Joy to herd 'em, that lot, until they crap all over your shoes, that is. Full of lunatics, that place, or so I've been told. They'll slice these beasts from ear to ear the moment they can get their hands on 'em. Use the blood in rituals or some such. Lunatics, right? Madman. Must you? Donnie. Figured right I did, until we met them goblins. Not but your typical mining settlement is Silver Glen. No kidding. Ferocious as a hungry mountain lion, that lot. With swords and spears for talons. Oh, you'll provide protection, will ya? Like hell you will.
A shiny day to you. Delighted to make your acquaintance. Your interest in my modest person truly flatters me. Oh, Maurice, darling, do be quiet. Yes, that'll do, Maurice. Dear me. Slaughter? Blood? This cannot be. We must do something. Maurice, darling, do something. Bit late for that, innit? Trust you to raise a moot point, Maurice. Oh, kind human, have mercy on us poor animals. Deliver us from certain death in horrid Silver Glen. I cannot believe we are being led to our slaughter.
Ahoy, traveller. I'm Bruce. Why, yes. Do tell me, have you ever beheld a bovine belle as elegant as her? Leaping lambs on a lavender eiderdown. Tell me it isn't true.
How now, brown cow? Ha! Donnie would have been in stitches had he heard that.
Oh dear!
Simfred! Get your fluffy ass back here!
Dear gods, I can picture it now. Humans with knives the size of swords. We're doomed, Maurice. Doomed.
Blood.
Oh
dear! Oh dear!
Don't just
you always
stay
say the
there
sweetest
ruminating.
things.
Sup, mate?
But you...
I'm Timfred, mate. Badass buck. Wood. Say what? I ain't joining that party, mate. I'm off. Cheers and peace out. You'll want, but I'm not interested.
God's
Laters.
damn!
Oh dear!
You cow smell something fierce!
Can't talk.
I implore you, find a way to I cannot, but dear me. Bit late for that.
Godspeed. Well. The wee wabbit went away, eh? How wonderful. Blast your eyes. That cursed coney would have fetched me a pretty penny if it weren't for your meddling. What? You're soft of heart, are you? Seriously? Shut it! You think I risk life and limb for a bit of beef and mutton? Either you pay me in gold, or you leave me alone before all this chatter attracts the damned goblins.
Oh, you always say the sweetest things. But you may skewer one of them with your horns, perhaps even as much as 5. In the end, you can't skewer them all.
I'm too
Poor
young to be
Maurice,
turned into
we're
mutton.
doomed.
Save me! I'm too young to be turned into mutton. Save me!
There's certainly something to be said for that. Risk my life for a rabbit and such? Madness. I'm out of here. Solo.
Saved by a human instead of slaughtered by it. Morris Pumpkin, it's a miracle. The hero of the hour, nay, the century. How agreeable it is to gaze upon you. My champion, I am in your debt. Maurice and I are infinitely grateful. Well said, my dear Maurice. Well spoken indeed. Perhaps we could seek those legendary pastures that nasty creature of the Roy described.
Follow your dream, I say!
Agreed. May you find your paradise.
Yes, I had hoped you would say that.
Now, Brachus Rex, that most terrible of kings, that most evil defiler of lands, destroyer of cities and dreams, finally defeated by the noble source hunters and cast down to rot. But would you have guessed he was once a wee tot, apple-cheeked and darling, and that he loved his twin sister as the moon does the sun? They were forged by their very souls, the twins, and neither desired to live in a world which the other had flown. Yes, Brachus Rex was once Brachus the Babe, and hand in hand with his twin Cassandra, he navigated a simple childhood.